Hey guys, it's Division Leader Dynamic 2839 with the Boss Gaming Network. Today I'm coming with a very special console. This is a very old edition that people would remember from back in their younger days, if you're part of the second or third generation of gaming. But this is the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. This is really cool because the games are already preloaded on the console itself. And as you can see here, it has all the classics, some of the best classics that ever released in Super Nintendo history. Now, when you do purchase the console, and I believe this runs for about 80 USD or $80, but it does have Zelda, The Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, which is, like, I think one of the best Zeldas ever released on Super Nintendo. There's Star Fox. Everyone remembers Star Fox. F-Zero, the awesome racing game. We have Punch-Out, and that was awesome. Donkey Kong Country, one of my favorite. Super Metroid. I mean, everyone remembers Super Metroid. That's still one of the best side-scroller shooters that exist. Mega Man, of course, can't forget Mega Man. There's a lot of other games they have on this as well. If you go ahead and purchase this console, you'll definitely get your money's worth. They also have Star Fox 2. A lot of people didn't know about that game. Everyone remembers the first Star Fox, but there was a part 2 that did release back then. Final Fantasy 3 is also on here. Kirby Superstar, you can't beat that. Super Mario World, one of the best Mario games ever released as well. But yeah, this is a very cool game. As you can see, there's a list of games right there on the side. These are all the games. Secret of Mana, can't forget that. Super Castlevania, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG. That was a classic. That was awesome. Legend of the Seven Stars. So yeah, definitely. This is like probably one of the best consoles I've seen release for a remake, for bringing out a classic console like how Super Nintendo was. And the thing is, it's not the same size. This console is literally like, here, I'll show you how big it is. It's actually not a very big console at all. They made it very portable, you know what I mean? So you can take this console wherever you want to. If you like to travel and such like that, you can just kind of pop it in like a bag, and you can keep moving with it. But here it is. Now, as you can see, this console compared to the original Super Nintendo, it's like 2 times smaller than the original Super Nintendo. It does come with 2 controllers, and those are the original SNES controllers. They are the same size, which is cool. So the only thing that's different is the fact that you have a smaller console. It does have a reset button that works, and the power button that works as well too. Now, I believe I've heard a rumor that if you wanted to get more games on this console, you could literally load them on and make your library bigger, from what I understand. I'm not too sure about how to do that, but that's just a rumor I read in one of the threads when I did some research on this Super Nintendo Classic Edition console. So as you see here, I'll take it out of the box, and as you can see, the Super Nintendo controller is the same exact size from the original Super Nintendo, which really brought back memories for me. When I actually saw the controllers, I was just like, wow, like, man, they actually have the Super Nintendo controllers in here, and they give you 2. You get 2 controllers, so you can play with a friend. And as soon as you buy the console, like I said, it's like about $80. I don't know if they're easy to find. I heard they're pretty rare right now. But I'm pretty sure if you went on Amazon or eBay, you could probably find one of these guys. But as you can see, look how big this guy is. It's like, man, this is almost the size of my smartphone. I mean, this thing is like maybe like a Samsung Note or something like that. I mean, it's not really huge, but as you can see, it does have the same characteristics as the old Super Nintendo. Cartridges do not go on top. That little lid they show there, that's actually glued shut. That does not open or close. It just looks like the old Super Nintendo, basically. You see the fan right there in the back. There's a built-in small fan in the back to keep the console cool. And it uses an HDMI connection, so you run the console to your television. That's how you do it. So you do have the HDMI connection. You definitely have 2 ports for that. One is for the power, and one is towards your television set. So yeah, this is a really cool thing Nintendo bought out for a lot of the old school players, a lot of the fans from back in the day. It opens up like so, and this is how you plug in the controllers. You pull down the front hatch, and you'll see 2 plug-in ports there. You can just take one of the I'm going to take one of the Super Nintendo controllers here and just kind of show you how it plugs in. Okay. All right. So that's how it looks, and normal plug-in for the console. Okay. So we go ahead, we plug it in, and voila. That's how you would get power to your controller, and it's plug and play. It's pretty simple. It's not hard at all. Like I said, 2 controllers, so you get a first player and a second player, which is awesome. Yeah, I've already played a few games. One of my favorite games I've played so far was The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I remember playing that when I was younger. It probably was the only Zelda game I did not complete. I've beaten every Zelda game that has released in history, except for A Link to the Past. That is literally one of the hardest Zelda games ever to release for Nintendo consoles. Yeah, but we also played a little bit of F-Zero. F-Zero was cool, and I also played a little Donkey Kong Country, which was really fun. I remember playing that. That was ahead of its time. That game was like complete 3D when it released, and that was back in the 90s when Donkey Kong Country released, and still one of the best games to this day. And I'm talking about part one. I'm not talking about two or three or Diddy Kong Racing or something like that on the newer consoles. I mean Donkey Kong Country. On Super Nintendo, SNES. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Gotta love this whole bring out the consoles and everything like that. I love this game. Don't mind Guild Wars 2 over to the right. I was playing a little of that on the PC earlier, but thanks guys. Thanks for joining in. See you next time. Dynamic out.